The problem with K-pop reactors. Okay, yeah, hey, this title's crazy, right? Also, don't mind the mess over there. Those are empty boxes. I'm gonna put K-pop albums in them. I just need to buy K-pop albums so I could put them in them because I don't have enough space. Anyways, okay, I'm not a hoarder, I promise. Anyways, the problem with K-pop reactors. Crazy title. You might be looking, hey, Savage, is he looking to create some reactor beef? Possibly? Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I will not be naming names. This isn't a drama video. And honestly, some of the things I'm going to be naming here might not necessarily be a problem. This is just something that I wanted to talk about. One, because on the outside looking in, right, you might just look at us reactors as people who just put a mic, put a camera, and just react. You know, whatever faces, noises, whatever opinions we have is just what it is, and then we upload the video. There's more to it. Surprise. Surprise. There is a lot more to it. A lot more in a good way and a lot more in a bad way. You might be getting exploited, but you might not even know, right? And it's also interesting because I feel like I can have a lot to bring to this conversation because I am a reactor myself, but also before becoming a K-pop reactor, I used to watch reactors, and I used to, you know, be kind of dumb and just watch reactors, you know, be fake or just not really care about what they're watching. But because I loved whatever show it was, I'll just be like, I don't care how they react. I just want to see them watch it, you know, instead of me just rewatching it on my own. So yeah, I do want to talk about this. Again, some of these things might not necessarily be a bad thing, but they are problems that I see within the K-pop community or K-pop reactor community. And this isn't going to be the type of video with the, I'm going to be honest, kind of dumb critiques that some viewers have. Listen, I'm not like calling y'all out, but for the people who say, oh, all these K-pop reactors are so fake, except this one, or all these K-pop reactors, they like everything. They always like everything. So I feel like it comes up as fake. I'm gonna be honest, y'all don't know anything, okay? Y'all do not know anything, and I am here to talk about it because I'm not here to say that y'all are dumb. That's, you know, rude, but whenever I see those critiques, people saying, oh, this person's fake, this person's fake, this person's fake, obviously it comes down to opinion and how you view that person's reactions. But there's a lot more to it. There's definitely a lot more to it, and I want to bring that to light. So I will be talking about my own problems with myself because I don't want to bring up all these problems that I have with, you know, the reactor, K-pop reactor community, and then not say anything about myself because then it comes off as me just thinking I'm like the perfect reactor. Okay, I am at most the top 67th, you know, 6-7 reactor. Yeah, so I feel like there are a lot better people than I am as a reactor. They bring a lot more insight. They might be more entertaining than me. And I do see some problems with them myself. So that will probably be at the end of the video. I was going to do it here at the beginning, but then some of y'all just don't care about my problems. Okay. Y'all want to see me talk about other people. Okay. So let's talk about the easiest thing, the easiest one. Fake reactors. Yes, they do exist. Okay. Obviously they do exist, but it is a lot less than y'all make it out to be. Okay, there are a lot less fake reactors than you believe. Okay, obviously there's some ways you can kind of spot a fake reactor. In my personal opinion, and this might not necessarily make them fake, but those reactors who upload 4-minute reactions, 5-minute reactions, my rule is you at least have to double the time of the MV, right? So if the MV is 2 minutes 30 seconds, video has to be at least 5 minutes. In my personal opinion, even that's kind of stretching it. I would say at least 6 minutes. Each video has to be at least 6 minutes. But even then, if you look at a reactor's channel and every reaction is 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, what value are they bringing other than just doing it for views? I would be honest, because they're not talking much about the video. They're not saying much. They're kind of just like, ooh, ah, oh my gosh. And not giving much, right? And each video, again, is like 4 minutes. So that's kind of an obvious one. Now, there are some fake reactors who they will give their opinion, but they still might not necessarily care much about what they're watching, honestly. you know, and kind of just keep moving forward. Those are harder to spot, but there are some people who they are reacting. They're reacting to like the big groups, and you know they are listening to the music, and they might say some things, but in reality, they're just kind of here for the views. That they do exist. Those people do exist, but I feel like it's a lot less because I feel like for people who do this for a long time, you know, months, years, 2 years, faking it for a year or 2 years, it's like impossible. It's like impossible. If you start off faking it, it's just impossible. Now there might be a case of someone starting off, you know, really enjoying it, and then let's say they kind of fall off in their enjoyment, but they feel like they have to, you know, keep the dopamine of the views and things like that, so they just force themselves to react. You can argue those people are fake at times too, but I wouldn't really call them fake. I'm just thinking more of like they, you know, have made money and built some sort of career reacting to K-pop. So they feel like they have to keep that up just to pay the bills. And honestly, I respect it to an extent. But at the same time, if you don't enjoy it, just don't do it. Do something else. But yeah, that's kind of the easiest thing. Again, I feel like there's a lot less fake reactors than people make it seem. Like, you know, some people, the way people make it seem is like everyone's fake, you know? But yeah, and I want to kind of, you know, segue this into something that can kind of make it seem like a reactor is fake, and that is them liking basically every song. Now, this is a huge one. Like, when you talk to people who think K-pop reactors are fake, or reactors in general are fake, they're like, yo, they like every song. There's no way that this person could like every song. And honestly, you can take that critique to me, you know, because I like a lot of songs. But also, if you look deeper into it, you've seen me say songs are straight up caca doo-doo, but that is rare. For every 20 good songs, I'll say there's one bad song. I do enjoy a lot. One of my own critiques I have for myself, I guess I could put it here, is kind of differentiating my enjoyment of a song. I do feel like I do that pretty often. You know, you can kind of tell with my reaction if I really like a song. Sometimes I'll say, oh, this song is kind of good. Oh, this song is all right. Oh, this song is, you know, I really like this part and this part, but this part's not bad. So I do think I do a good job at doing it, but I do feel like I could do better. But the reason why this is a huge thing is because, you know, if you say you enjoy every single song, then you're going to have the fandom of all these different groups, you know, kind of backing you up. Like, okay, well, he likes this song. Okay, I'm gonna follow him, right? Because obviously, if you are a viewer and you watch someone dislike the songs from your favorite group, you might not watch them, right? Some people like to watch reactors to validate their own opinion, right? If they like a song, they want to watch a reactor like the song too. But the reason why I think that this one is a little bit of a stretch is because I feel like there are so many reactors who only post their reactions to songs they do like. So it's not that they like every song, it's that they only post reactions for songs that they do like. And songs that they don't like, let's say they reacted to the whole song, they didn't like the song, or songs that they cut halfway that they were enjoying, they just don't post those videos at all. And honestly, that is a problem. I'll be honest, that is a problem. And some people might, you know, combat that and say, well, you know, it's nice and positive. It keeps everything positive. Hate to break it to you, that's toxic positivity. Okay. That is toxic positivity. And well, maybe I'm not using toxic positivity in the right way, but it's such an easy way to grow your channel if you just tell yourself, you know what? I'm just never going to upload the songs I don't like and only like the songs I do like. It kind of creates a very positive vibe for your channel, but also at the same time makes you less relatable and less real. Because think about it. Y'all only know what we enjoy based off what we put out, right? Based off the videos we put out. Let's say I did that. Let's say every video I put out was only the songs I enjoy. You would just assume that I like all these songs, and those other songs that I didn't post, you either assume I didn't like it or I just never got to it. But because you don't know that a lot of reactors don't post songs they don't like, you can't make that assumption. So the only assumption you can make is, oh, he didn't get to it, right? he didn't get to it. He'll get to it at some point, and then you eventually realize, oh, he's never gonna get to it because he just, I guess he just doesn't want to react to the song. When in reality, that person, for me, for example, as the example, didn't like the song, but I didn't post the video, so you wouldn't know. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real, and it's such a easy way to grow. It's such a easy way because you're kind of just pandering. Not it's not pandering, but you're like just saying you like all these songs, and then whenever a song from, let's say, a big popular group that you yourself enjoy, you react to, and you're like, oh, this song isn't that good, and you fear that you're gonna get backlash on that video or people disagreeing with you, so you just end up not posting it. And it's like, I don't know, because as a reactor, we are here to give our opinions on songs, right? And if you're only posting the good, then people are never going to know the bad, and it just comes off as fake. That's why a lot of people say, K-pop reactors are fake, because they enjoy every song. It's not necessarily that those people enjoy every song, it's just that they don't post the ones that they don't like. Y'all know me, I'll post songs that I don't like, okay? I've been very open to that. The big one this year, Cat's Eye Gnarly, that song is booty butt cheeks, and still booty butt cheeks to this day, and I'll openly say it, okay? I'll openly say it. But other Cat's Eye songs I really, really, really love. But because if I say Gnarly's bad, people are gonna think I come off as someone who hates Cat's Eye, when in reality, I love a lot of their music, okay? I love a lot of their music, so yeah, there is that, okay? Reactors who only post the songs that they like, okay? Now, this next one is probably the biggest problem that I have. As y'all know, there are specific reactors who only react to specific groups, right? You'll have, and this is probably the biggest one, reactors who only react to BTS, Stray Kids, ATEEZ, and it's usually those three, but you'll have some channels who only react to girl groups, some channels who only react to Blackpink, some channels who only react to Stray Kids. They have specific groups that they focus on for their channel. And obviously that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. Not every reactor has to be someone who reacts to everything and explores everything like I do. The biggest problem I have is that their reaction to other groups outside of those groups that they focus on are behind a paywall. I very much dislike this. And again, it might not be a problem to y'all. And honestly, is it the biggest deal in the world? No. I'm not going to go find specific K-pop reactors who do this and like talk trash about them. I'm not going to do that. But for me personally, let's say someone really enjoys your Stray Kids reactions, and in their mind, they're like, you know what? I can't wait for this person to get into NCT, right? And they get into NCT, and you're like, okay, like they announce it, like, okay, we're gonna start reacting to NCT, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're excited, and you're excited too. You're like, you're mad excited. You see it posted on the Patreon. You're like, oh, it's early access. It got to be early access. Their reaction to Walk, Fact Check. Let's say 127, for example. Walk, Fact Check, Fire Truck, some of the older songs. You're like, yeah, I'm excited. And you realize that video is never coming to YouTube. You got to pay $3. You got to pay $5. Now, obviously, to some people, $3 is nothing. $5 is nothing. But it's about the principle. I can't watch your reaction to these groups for free, but for some I can, right? It's like okay, you focus on these groups, I can watch your reaction to these groups for free, but to the other groups, no. Now, the only way that you can argue that this is fine, in my opinion, is because of the focus they have on their specific channel. Right? They're only reacting to Stray Kids, only reacting to specific groups. So it makes sense. But I can't get with that. I'm going to be honest. Because in your mind, or I guess in my mind, what makes this group worth watching for free, your reaction for free, and this group not? What is the, what is it? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. In my mind, I can never do that. Because I know that there's someone out there dying to see my reaction to the new Stacy comeback, or the new Purple Kiss comeback, or the new Artemis comeback, or the new Le Sserafim comeback, whatever. Stray Kids, ATs, whatever. And imagine I just decided, yo, all these groups, y'all can watch my reactions for free, and all these other groups are gonna be behind a paywall. Okay? Now, I will say this. If you're putting killing voices to specific groups on the Patreon, you know, maybe some other things, I'm fine with it. I'm mostly talking about MVs, music videos. You can even put dance practice on the Patreon, but I'm just talking about first reactions to the group's music. Putting that behind a paywall, I very much disagree with it, and I'm hoping that there are people who agree with me, but every time I've looked at like a reactor's Patreon and I've seen that, in my mind I think, wow, I cannot imagine a viewer's like mind and how sad they are that they have to pay to watch this reactor, their favorite reactor, react to this group that they really like. But when it comes to a different group that they really like, oh, they can watch it for free. I can't do that. So that's why on my channel, you know, every time I react to a group when it comes to MVs and even like dance practices and stuff like that, I post it here on the YouTubes for the freeze, because I know that someone's dying for my reaction to a specific group. Every single day I get comments of people saying, you know, oh man, I really thank you for reacting to this group. Thank you for posting it on YouTube. Just recently I posted a Next Z video, and someone in the comments was like, oh, this feels like a birthday present. Like, really, thank you for posting this. And I had posted it early access like 3 days ago, right? That person could have paid for the early access, but I'm like, no, I'm still going to post this video on the YouTube because I know people are dying to see my reaction to a specific group. So yeah, that is probably my biggest problem. And then the last problem I actually have 2 problems left, but the last one, I'll save that for a different video. I feel like that one is a lot more of a serious topic, but I'm not going to talk about it in this video. The last problem I have is pretty simple: pandering to bigger groups. One of my biggest problems, and there's one specific creator who did this, and I'm not going to say the name of this person. This person barely knows any groups. They know like 4 groups. And they made a statement saying that one of like their 4 groups that they really like is like the best of the best and no one else is doing it like them. You know, 4 groups, okay? And again, if you feel like I'm talking about you as a reactor, I'm not like throwing shots at you. I'm just, take a step back. Making claims such as, oh, this group is the best of the best, no one else is doing it like them, no one else is making songs like these, or having the best music ever, or doing this, doing that. You know 4 groups. You don't, you know 2 groups, you know 3 groups. You don't know enough to make claims like that. And the reason why I have a problem with this is because it's into this topic, pandering to bigger groups. When you pander, because let's say you pander to a bigger group, because they have such a big fandom, it is so easy to them to get to, it's so easy for you to get them on your side. Easy. Let's say BTS, ARMYs. I could just easily go, oh, every song from BTS is the best. Oh, BTS is the best. Oh, they're the best group ever. No one else does it like them. Oh, BTS. I can easily say all those things and have a huge fan base to back me up and support me just from making those claims, right? And as someone who has reacted to so many groups and a lot of groups' discographies, not fully, but, you know, album-wise, I've reacted to some of their albums. I feel like I'm someone who can make a claim as to like, okay, BTS or whichever group, they are my favorite. No one else is doing it like them. They're making the best music. Because I react to so many groups, I understand K-pop and the music and the quality of it. But for you to know 3 groups, and those 3 groups being big groups at that, making claims such as, oh, this group is the best and no one else does it like them, it is such an easy way to get y'all to back them up. Oh yeah, I agree. And it's such an easy way to get subscribers, such an easy way to get views, because saying any big group is the best is gonna get that whole fandom to support you easily. And if you continuously say that, like, oh man, this album is album of the year from this group, oh this is song of the year from this group, and you just do it constantly, in y'all's mind you're gonna go, well, this person really loves this group here like I do, and then making these big claims that I also agree with, yet that person only knows like 4 groups. Even some of y'all will make claims such as, oh, this group is the best of the best, oh, this group, this person's the best vocalist, this idol's the best dancer, and you only know like 2 groups. Making claims like those make no sense, but it's so easy. I just want you to understand, it's so easy to kind of herd the sheep. It might be a weird way of putting it, but herd the sheep, bring y'all in and support somebody just by making claims like that. And it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad because I promise y'all, I have 34K subscribers right now. If I were just pandering to like BTS, Blackpink, Stray Kids, and I'm not saying that those groups don't deserve to be called the best of the best, but if those are the only groups I reacted to, let's say I only reacted to BTS, Stray Kids, ATEEZ, and Blackpink, only those 4, and I made a claim as to like, oh, these are the best groups ever, the best music I've ever heard in K-pop, when you haven't even listened to any of the other groups, it's so easy to get these other 4 fandoms to back you up. It is so easy because they're so big. Oh, well, this reactor thinks that they're the best, so, you know, I'm gonna follow them. But that reactor doesn't actually know that they're the best. They don't, because they haven't explored. They haven't explored and reacted to more groups. So I guess the easiest way to put it is, be careful of reactors who are just saying things to pander, okay? There are reactors just doing that. You know, they might have another song of the year or a song that they feel like is better, but because they want to pander to a big group, they say, oh, this is song of the year, when in actuality, they like this song more. But because they want more support and want more views and want more numbers, they can easily just say, oh, this one's song of the year. But yeah, so that's all I have to say. These are my biggest problems when it comes to K-pop reactors. Again, some of these might not be actual problems to some of y'all. These are just some things that I have noticed, and some of these are huge problems to me. Some of these are kind of just, you know, it's the reactor community. Things like these are gonna happen, so I'm not like totally mad at it. But yeah. Also, one thing I want to say is I feel like the K-pop reactor community is kind of missing the opportunity of collabing more, and just, you know, y'all have seen that, what was it called? Like the K-pop Avengers, right? With Vex Reacts, Nigel, TDS Pop, Sebastian, like Anthony. That was a huge thing. That is something that I've been wanting to see more within the K-pop reactor community, and something I've been saying since even 2023 in my first year. But I don't think I'm big enough to really gather these people, right? But it's always been a goal of mine. Before that came about, it has always been a goal. Back in 2023, when I had like 2,000 subscribers, I was like, I really want to just react with other reactors. You know, maybe we'll react to a song together or go out to a concert together. It has always been a dream of mine to put together. So to see something like that happen, I was like, that is fire. And I would like to see more of that. So to the K-pop reactor community, I feel like we should be collab more. Now, I will say I don't reach out to most reactors because I feel like I just have 34K subscribers. I'm kind of small, so, you know, they probably just gonna leave me on scene. You know, like, man, who's this reactor with 34K? I ain't gonna react, or I ain't gonna collab with them. But I feel like we should be collabing more. All of us, you know, even the bigger reactors, y'all should be collabing more, you know, doing things together. I feel like if you look at the streaming community with all these groups like AMP, Sidemen, things like that, not saying y'all should make a group, but we should be collabing, doing these fun things. And I feel like it brings the community together and allows all of us to grow even more together. But yeah, so to end the video, I do want to talk about my own critiques. Honestly, I don't think there's too much problems with me specifically. I guess my top one is the lack of quality in my videos. I feel like my webcam could be better. My lighting could be a lot better. Even when it comes to the editing of my videos are really simple. Honestly, it's always been more of a dream of mine for my channel to have more like funnier edits in them, not necessarily in the music videos, but more in like the funny compilation reactions, the save one drop one reactions. I want to add a little bit more into the editing and more of my own humor into the editing itself, because I feel like I rely mostly on my own humor to carry those videos. And while, you know, people have told me, oh, well, you make me laugh more than the funny compilations, which thank you for glazing me. Thank you. Thank you. But I don't think my humor is going to be able to carry every single video, right? So I do want to add more quality and just take a little bit more times on my videos. Again, not the music videos, because I know a lot of people in dance practices and performance videos just like to see a raw reaction to it and not all these like editing stuff and shenanigans. But when it comes to the fun stuff, like the, again, compilation reactions, K-pop games and stuff like that, I do want to add more editing, more funnier stuff to that. Another critique I have is, oh, I also want to, again, have like a better webcam, better mic, just improve the quality of my videos in general. Another critique I have, and I guess this is more of a problem with myself, like I don't care about views enough like I should. And this is more of a growing critique that I have, like if I want to grow. My Le Sserafim Spaghetti reaction, Le Sserafim, huge group, huge group, especially a song like Spaghetti, which is, you know, mixed. Some people really don't like it, some people like it. People want to see the reaction to that song. My reaction to that song got 665 views. Look at my subscriber count. I got 34K subscribers and that only got 665 views. And I don't really care, you know? And I feel like that is a problem. That is a problem because, you know, obviously I was talking about earlier, caring about views. That is a problem whenever it becomes your priority. Like, okay, I need the views. Oh, I'm a pander to these groups for views. I'm gonna react to this for views. But I feel like if I want me to grow, I do have to care about views a little bit, but I just can't get myself to care. There's some videos that would get like 30 views and I'm like, I'm glad 30 people watched it. So yeah, I guess that is a critique for myself, but that's less of a problem with me as a reactor and more just limiting my ability to grow, you know. And obviously I would like to become a huge reactor and, you know, get more eyes on me, but I just don't care enough like I should. But yeah. And then also, I guess my last critique is I guess giving more thoughts on my enjoyment of a song. I feel like I do an amazing job at that. Y'all know I like a lot of music, so it is very important for me to differentiate my enjoyment of specific songs. And, you know, based off my reaction, me jumping, screaming, yelling, smiling, obviously, you know, I really like a song. Sometimes I'll say, oh, I like these parts of a song, but I don't really like the verses, or I don't really like this. Sometimes I'll say, oh, this song is kind of good. Sometimes I'll say, oh, this song's not for me, but, you know, I could see people enjoying it. Sometimes they'll say the opposite. Oh, I like the song, but I can see why people might not like it. Let's hear from Spaghetti, for example. And some songs I'll straight up say are booty butt cheeks, okay? I'm not afraid to be honest, but I feel like I can do an even better job at explaining my enjoyment because I am a reactor that likes a lot of things and a lot of songs. Being able to differentiate it would allow y'all to understand it better, because, you know, let's say I was a reactor who every time I liked the song, I just said, oh, this is really good. Then you wouldn't be able to tell, okay, he says this song, and this song are really, really good, but which one does he like more, right? So I feel like I need to do a better job at differentiating my opinion, because there's a difference between saying this song is really good to this song is really good, but my favorite part is the chorus. The chorus is like the best part of the song, right? Just adding these little things. Oh, this song is really good, but I could see people not enjoying it, or I could see people not liking this part, or not liking this idol's vocals or rap. There's a big difference between those three. But yeah, that's it. That is it. This is kind of a ramble video again. I've been thinking about scripting my videos, but it just doesn't feel like me. It doesn't feel like me, but that also goes into the quality of the videos, because I feel like if I were to script a video and then have some nice editing or whatever, it would come off as more watchable. But yeah. So hopefully I'll enjoy this video. If you disagree or you even have more critiques you would like to talk about when it comes to K-pop reactors, comment it down below. And yeah.